like a numpty. I deleted my last video, which I recorded, so I'm just going to have to explain what I did last time. I seem to be making a habit of deleting stuff I shouldn't be, but that's a long story. So, anyway, all I've done is I've mounted this piece on top of the original piece of 3x2 mounted on the wall, and that's allowed me to project that past. And then I've done exactly the same on this side, and then I've joined the two before I mounted them up there, and then I was able to just infill using another piece of timber here, and the plasterboard will just fly to the edge now and cover the rest. So next thing I'm going to do is I'll put it onto time lapse. But I'm going to start putting the horizontal timbers in. I'm going to start from this side rather than that side, because what I've decided is I want to start with the full sheets here. This area is going to require less work. I need to leave access here because I need to sort of finalise some of the plumbing and the wiring. So if I remember rightly, 8x4 sheet, that will take me to there for the first one. Second one will take me to about here, and then that just leaves one section out. But at least that will allow me to get started on battening out the walls and leaving the ceiling exposed so I can finish off the plumbing and the electrical work. So I'm going to put you onto time lapse now, and like I said, I'm going to start putting the beams going across. So here goes. So just another quick one again before I switch to time lapse yet again. I'm working on 400mm centres between these rafters, joists, ceiling joists. There we go, ceiling joists. But 400mm is actually landing right where the flue is for the boiler, so I'm going to skip that one. I'm going to go straight over to the 800mm. So what I'll do is I've marked 800mm from that wall onto that joist there, and the same on this side. Now the thing is, that is the centre line of the joist and not the outside edge, because basically you want to have the 4, 8, 12 measurements falling where the joins in the plasterboard is going to be. So what I've done is I've marked them on that 800mm. I've put a screw in either side, and then that way I've got a nice straight line to work to. So because these are going to have to be in short sections secured to this centre beam, I can't afford to go below that because it's going to be too low. It's going to be creating headroom problems here and also on the window. So that's the lowest point that I can go realistically. So I've put this string line here, and what this allows me to do is twofold. It allows me to find the centre point for this joist and on that side, and also it will give me the height, because I know where I've used the laser level, but there's a nice plumb line all the way around the room which I've set these joists to. So pinging between the two, and that will find a nice level point here, so I won't have to worry about trying to hold it level while I fasten it into position. So there we go. I'm going to start firing that in place now, and I'll switch to time lapse again. So now we've got the first joist in place, it makes it a whole lot easier. We can take the tape measure, and now we can hook onto that side of the joist, and we can mark a side for the next one, which is that point there at 400mm. So the joist will sit here, straddling that. So now when we measure the tape from the centre of that one to the centre of that one. You have your 400, and that will maintain that even spacing then. But what I'll do is I'll actually cut a bit of timber exact same size of the gap between the two, which won't be 400. That'll be 400 less the thickness of a joist, 360 odd. And I can use that to space equidistantly to make sure it's exactly the same place. But again, what I will do is I'll probably put a screw in underneath. I use the string line to project the level right the way across. And then that way I can make sure I maintain that level across the room. So there you go. I'll put you back on time lapse again now. I've broken out the wireless microphone, so hopefully the audio will be a bit better this time. So fluorescent tube's in the way, so it's time to move it. I'm probably not going to reuse it anywhere, so yeah, I'll just disconnect it and I'll just use my temporary lights for the time being until I can put some more permanent lights up. So here goes. Power off. So you'll be a little bit careful with fluorescent because they can hold quite a bit of charge, if I remember rightly. You normally have two screws, you don't have to undo them all the way, and then you can use a keyhole so you can take the panel off. Power passes through and the power then goes on towards the rest of the basement. I was able just to keep the terminal block on there, which is good, so I didn't risk creating a neutral earth fault and trip the whole house out, which is nice. Right, I can carry on and put this piece in now. So, a bit too snug, that one. Another one done.